What up, Barb Gang? It's your boy JKG Brandon back with some more Diablo Immortal content, straight Barb for you guys. Before we get into the build and everything that we're going to do, I just want to say thank you so much for all of the support that you guys are giving on the channel. It means the world to me. We are quickly on our way to 600 and then beyond, all the way on to, potentially 1,000 subs by the end of the year. If you guys like the content that I do around here, go ahead and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. And then, yeah, let's just get right on into this one. This one we're calling the FIRESTORM build. It's something I kind of knew about for a while, but I was kicking around the idea on making a video on it for a while. And then my buddy Veiled Shot did his video where he kind of named all the different builds and stuff like that he kind of ran across, and he really was liking it. So I wanted to go ahead and just kind of do a dedicated video on my end for it as a long-term Barb for you guys. Basically, we're going to run a 6-piece gray set on the side. That way we get the additional channel damage. And then we can have the big procs and stuff like that. We're going to just hop right up in here. We're not going to go super high level. We're just going to do 160 on the Challenger. So it's, pretty difficult for my level, but I mean, it's difficult enough to show off what we're doing right here. But basically what we're going to do is we are going to have the tornadoes and fire off of the sprint. And then we're going to also have tornadoes coming in off of our whirlwind. So what it does, you can kind of see, especially with the grace of the flagellant, and then also if we can potentially get some Wrath of the Berserker procs up in here, we can actually get a lot of crits going that way. You can kind of see with Grace of the Flagellant, we get massive crits all the time with that one. So what we'll do is we'll just actually come back over here just a little bit, and we'll kind of go over the kit. To make this work, we are going to run Spirit Breaker, which leaves our tornadoes. When we run Sprint, we are going to run Hell's Legacy on the shoulders, which is going to actually give us the fire trail. I went ahead and put Juggernaut's Plan. I went ahead and put Juggernaut's Plan on the pants. That way our sprint kind of moves, to a specific target, knocking enemies out of the way. So we're going to get a little bit more damage that way. Ferocious Gale, I went ahead and put on the chest, which is going to give us tornadoes off of our whirlwind. When Eager Maelstrom, it's going to be a slower whirlwind. It's going to last a little bit longer. We're going to get more tornadoes, hopefully. And then Broken Soul, so we can run Wrath of the Berserker. So you can kind of see the basics here. We're going to have our sprint. We're going to have our Wrath of the Berserker. We're going to have our whirlwind. And then I just went ahead and used Hammer and Lacerate as just to kind of round out the skills. Basically, what we're going to try to do is proc our Wrath of the Berserker, start running, and then you can kind of see we're getting some good crits here. And then as soon as we can start whirlwinding, we'll go ahead and whirlwind, and you can see we're getting some good crits here. Is this gonna be like a setup where you're just gonna automatically be like, oh, this is the best thing ever? I don't think so. I don't think this is gonna be the most viable type of a build for anybody in any real world situations. I think it's more, this one kind of more sides on the meme side of the things for us as Barbs. It's definitely not the worst build that we've run across, and the worst combination for skills that we've run across as the Barbs, but it's definitely not the best either. I think just in application here, what I'm kind of seeing, I think we can maybe drop the Juggernaut's Plan off of the sprint, and maybe we can get something else in there that's going to allow us a little bit more freedom with our sprint. Let's just go ahead and leave this here. We'll run back over to the we are going to portal right on over to the Essence Transfer, and we'll see if there's a different set of pants that'll work with this a little bit better. Just because, hey, that's another thing, right? When we try to do stuff, it doesn't always work the first time. It's not always going to be, highly optimized the first time we do it. This is just kind of the first, thought process that I was doing. And I don't think that is working kind of the way I had envisioned in my head, because, you know, we're going to knock away those enemies, but unfortunately we are kind of stuck. So let's see, is there any ground stomp, furious charge, leap? No, there's really no other pants that are going to affect this. So we'll just put on our swift wing pants, standard, you know, basic standard operating procedure pants. You know, we'll come back over here. We'll go right back into 160 on the challenge rift and we'll kind of take a look. All right, guys. So here we are. We are in challenge rift 160. You can kind of see same thought process, but now we are going to be able to move while we are in our sprint. I think that's going to be a little bit better. You can see there was a nice 80k crit. That was good. And then the hammer also gives us another good damage dealing skill. You could always, you know, supplement that with anything else, you know, furious charge, leap, cleave. I'm finding some more builds with the cleave that seem to be working pretty good. We're getting some good damage in here. You know, it's something, you know, in testing, that's another thing, right? When we test some of this stuff, you got to be prepared to die a lot when you test some stuff, right? Because you're going to try to stick in there a little bit longer than you normally would, just because you kind of want to see what the results can be, more than you care about actually living through it. So there you can see some good 2k crits, you know, nothing insane. Let's go in here. All right. So nothing too shabby. We're getting a lot of crits. I mean, that in general is a good thing. Just having a lot of crits in general is always a good thing. There was I believe 72k hit there for a second. I don't know if that was off the Howler's call that procced. It may have been. Let's see what we can get here. We'll take this out into the open world as well. Yeah, we're looking at about, you know, I'm seeing, you know, mid 5 to 10k on the crits there. I think every once in a while we're getting a nice big one, but let's go out open world and take a look. All right, so here we are in Mountains of Vain, my usual spot. And I do like coming to Mountains of Vain because there is a good high density of characters here. Let's go ahead and just see if we can group up a lot of these guys. Let's see if we can bring this group over here. Mix them with these Moon Clan brutes over here. All right. 24k on that crit. That's a nice crit. 13,000 there for another one. Definitely decent. Let's try to wait until our Wrath of the Berserker comes back on. And we have about 15 seconds. So let's try to, you know, group some of these guys up here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to, with this specific build, we're not going to be able to run like the gathering on the chess piece, but I think you can figure out a way to do that if you work your pieces correctly. Ooh, that was a nice big crit right there. You can see that basically hit AoE. The only skills that we were using there were Whirlwind and Sprint. So that was the only skills that we had in that set, and it basically AoE one-shot that entire group. So that was really good to see. Let's see if we can get out of there and bring these guys down. And Wrath of the Berserker is back up. Let's go ahead and run our sprint. Yeah, you can see open world farming, it is definitely hitting a lot harder. I think what happens in our challenge rift in that situation, I am very low. I do lose a lot of combat rating on my full 6-piece Grace of the Flagellant set, just because I do lose a lot of crit rate, or sorry, not crit rate, combat rating. Because we lose a lot of combat rating there, we're not going to do as much damage to those high HP targets. So open world and Hell 5, I think, is a probably better use case scenario. You can kind of see we're getting about 20k, 11, 20k. I think there was a nice big one, 33k on that one guy right there. Nobody in here to hit until they spawned in for us. That's nice, 16k. let's go ahead and see if we can get some more people rounded up here for us to hit, and see if we can get a nice big crit. I want to say we had a really nice crit there. I don't want to say we had 100K on the crit again, but if we did get 100K, I'll try to point it out in the I'll try to zoom in and pause on that screen and show it off, because it's always nice to see triple digit crits, right? As far as the thousands, it's always something you kind of don't really expect. Let's see, let's go ahead and hit here. All right, I saw some 40s in there. That's nice. So yeah, I think open world farming, this has a much better viability for just straight open world farming than using in like your challenge rifts. I think you could run this in like an elder rift and have some fun with it, because grace is going to proc and you're going to get those big crits and stuff like that. With this, we have 5 seconds left until our Wrath of the Berserker comes back up. So let's go ahead and hit that. Hit our Firestorm. Go ahead and Whirlwind. And you can see we're just getting a ton of crits. Just a ton of crits. We'll go ahead and heal up here. Yeah, just a ton of crits all around. So it's a good combination. If you're going to run the Firestorm gear sets, you're going to want to run Grace of the Flagellant on the side, because it's going to give you just that much more opportunity to hit, because we are going to be using our channel ability and our persistent ground damage. I believe that those are the two from like the sets here. So yeah, all continual damage and channel damage and persistent ground damage, which is going to be our fire in this case. So yeah, we're going to get a lot of damage out of that, increased by 15%. And then also we're going to get those Grace of the Flagellant procs. We're going to, with Wrath of the Berserker, we're going to have a lot of crits. So definitely you're going to want to order of operations, hit your Wrath of the Berserker, hit your sprint. As soon as you're, able to get right into that middle of that mob, go ahead and hit your Whirlwind, get as many tornadoes out as you can, get as many of those Firestorm procs as you can. And you're going to see good damage, especially if you're doing open world farming. If you are doing challenge rifts, I would say use just a straight up as high combat rating as you can. And I would personally not run this build in a challenge rift. Elder rift, I think you can have a lot of fun with it though. With that being said, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. It is free. And as always, if you like the content that I'm doing around here, go ahead and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload and you don't miss any of the videos coming out. And we are on our way to 1,000 subs by the end of the year. And I hope we get there really quick. And if we do, I'll go ahead and splurge and we'll do, some crest runs or something like that, just to do a little celebration run. I've been free to play for a couple months now. And it's been nice to not be spending in the game. I'm in a comfortable spot as far as where I'm at resonance wise. But if we do hit that 1,000 subs by the end of the year and we start getting, that YouTube money coming in, we'll go ahead and reinvest it into the account for you guys. That all being said, I'm JKG Brandon. Y'all been amazing. Peace.